welcome to a short presentation on Leek Sixth Form. My name's Matt Taylor. I'm head teacher here at Westwood College, and the idea of this presentation is just to give you a little bit of information about the Sixth Form here at a time when we can't have open evenings like normally. So the plan is that hopefully by watching this and some slides that we'll share in a second, you'll get a better understanding about what we offer here and why we think it's a good option for anybody who might be considering their next steps. So some slides.
My name is John, head of Sixth Form at the Leek Sixth Form for the Westwood campus, and the plan is really to try and give you a flavour of what the Sixth Form is like in a similar way that we would have done on the open evenings that we traditionally do at this time of year. So we are a collaboration between Westwood College and Leek High School. What that should mean is that we can offer the best of both worlds. We can offer a bigger range of subjects, and it means that students can do a wide range of options. Our USP really, we say, is this, that we're big enough to offer a wide range of courses, small enough to give you the personalised support to make sure no one slips through the net. We think we're a good transition for students that want to move on from school, but are perhaps concerned about going into a very big college where they might feel like they don't get looked after and supported by people that know them. What we think you need to think about if you want to come to the Leek Sixth Form or wherever you decide to go at the end of this year, you need to think about these questions, and some of these are clearly quite straightforward. One thing I would pick out that I know we do particularly well is the UCAS and university support we provide is first rate, and we know that because students that have been elsewhere have come back to us and told us that what we provide is so much more effective, because it's a very difficult thing for students to get to a position where they as I mentioned. We're also able to offer a wide range of extracurricular and supercurricular events. Last year's results obviously were unusual, and we thought it's more accurate to give you a picture of our typical results. The last year, the year before, the grades were affected by the lockdown and disruption. Nearly half of all A-level grades are A-star to B. If you look at vocational grades, they're similarly high, and that means that we can get students into the top universities to do the top courses. So we've got an ongoing record of getting students into Oxford and Cambridge, but also onto medicine and veterinary courses, which you'll know is very challenging. 94% of students last year ended up at the university of their choice, and we're able to get lots of students into Russell Group universities, which are seen as the top ranking universities, so much so that in a typical year we'd expect to get 25% of the year group making offers and being accepted at Russell Group universities. One of the things that's helped our most able students is the Step Up scheme, whereby we work with a college at Oxford University, and that link has allowed students to hopefully realise that Oxford is not something that's beyond them. We do realise that there's certain things that people have, certain prejudices, perhaps some preconceptions that people have about Oxford and Cambridge. The Step Up scheme tries to break those down and encourage students from places like Leek to realise that if they've got the grades and they've got the passion to study that subject further, then Oxford and Cambridge could be for them. So Step Up is a free scheme, and the university pay for everything, sessions that they do in college and sessions that we do there. We found that a lot of universities are offering these experiences virtually, and I'm sure the Step Up scheme will do the same if the lockdown restrictions continue. When we talk about supercurricular, about that little extra bit that students go away with, because obviously the grades you get in the subjects you do are important, but employers and universities are also interested in those extra things that you can demonstrate. So we run typically Inspire cafes. The last one we did was a history one about the Cold War, but we've run these Inspire cafes in a variety of different subjects with outside speakers coming in to give people a little extra, perhaps stuff that they can write about on applications for university for future careers. Last year, we also took part in the High Ability Students programme, working with a variety of schools and Staffordshire University to do things again that gave people those extra skills and extra experiences. In terms of the specialist sixth form facilities that we've got to offer, there's a sixth form diner that students can use when they're free at any time of the day. There's table football, you can buy food and drink in there at any time of the day. And although we are a school-based sixth form, we try and make the distinction between the sixth form and the rest of the school. So there are areas that only the sixth form use. Obviously, the sixth form don't wear uniform. Sixth form diner is somewhere you can go when you're free. If you want to study quietly and get on with some work, then there's quiet study spaces. Again, this is a sixth form only study space. And there's a sixth form only computer room that you can use if you've got work to do in your frees. Other things you could get involved in, there's a picture of a student taking part in a biology visit to Borth that's always been very successful. We've got a growing Duke of Edinburgh programme that's involving students up to Gold Award and involving students from the sixth form as well. There's always been a very proud history of extracurricular drama and music, and sixth form students have taken an active role in that. And we've tried to make sure that sixth form students are not forgotten in terms of the important PSHE input that you need post-16. This culminates in a health and wellbeing day where students get to experience those happy hormones and take part in activities like cooking and yoga and gardening. At the end of the year, the Students' Union organises a prom for Year 13, which is a kind of culmination of all those experiences, those ups and downs that no doubt you'll have in the course of your time in the sixth form. There's also opportunities to get involved in lots of visits abroad. We've done visits to Berlin, you can see Paris, and perhaps most notably our visits to New York. Traditionally, we've done these biannually, so everybody in the sixth form gets a chance to go. And it's a fantastic visit that's really opened people's eyes. I've been on New York visits with students who have been going to restaurants for the first time in their lives, on trains. It's literally been life-changing. If you want to stay on in the sixth form, all you need, because this is a very inclusive sixth form with students going from courses that require just 5 grade 4s to students with a string of 8s and 9s, but to get a place in the sixth form, the Leek sixth form, you need 5 grade 4s or the equivalent. Now, there are some courses where you need higher grades, and in the prospectus that will be available on the website and that will be sending out to students in the next few weeks, you can see, for instance, that if you want to do science, you need to have grades 5, 6 in sciences. If you want to do math, something similar. Psychology, certain subjects we know require higher grades than that if students are going to be successful. But if you want to place in the sixth form, you can have a place in the Leek sixth form with 5 grade 4s. In terms of the timeline for what happens next, when you do your mock exams, some people will be doing those before Christmas, some perhaps after Christmas. You'll have a better idea of what your final grades might be. And from that should help you choose the kind of subjects that you want to do going forward. We try and interview all students who've applied, external and internal students, and we look at their career plans in the light of their mock exam results. In June, you get a chance to sample taster lessons by attending an induction day at Westwood and Leek High, and that will hopefully give you a chance to ask any questions you have about the subjects you're thinking of doing, but also meet your tutor, who's going to be a very important person in your life in the sixth form. When you get your results, there's expert advice to help you make the decisions you need to before starting and enrolling in September. So to sum up, these are the things I think you can expect from us. An adult atmosphere. We're a school-based sixth form, but everybody says that the relationships that students have with staff are different to the relationships they have lower down the school. We can guarantee that you get excellent teaching and excellent results. And as I mentioned earlier, the unrivaled UCAS support is definitely one of our key strengths. And maybe if you decide to apply to the sixth form this year, you could be taking part in our next New York visit in 2022.
Okay, thank you. Now, one thing I would say is that Westwood is most definitely a growing sixth form. We have 250 students here across year 12 and 13 at the moment. And whilst we do retain a lot of our students from year 11, we have a growing number that do join us from other institutions. So please do consider, even if you're not a student here at Westwood right now, that this could be something that would suit you. Please keep an eye on the website and on Facebook for further information about the sixth form. If you have a look now, you'll find our prospectus for next year, and you'll find that we'll be uploading information about all the different courses, some videos, alongside our application form. But equally, if you do want any more information, if you just want to have a chat with somebody, if you'd like to arrange to come and see the place, it's not all that easy at the moment, but we can certainly have those inquiries. Then again, we're happy to consider that and see how we make it work. Okay, thanks very much for listening.